match property tool. This is the match property tool here on the standard toolbar. This is the match property tool. See there, match property tool. What the match property tool does is it matches the property of a particular item with the property of another item. Now let me say, for instance, I draw a rectangle this way, a rectangle here, and I draw a circle on the right hand side this way. Now, and I give this rectangle a red color. I skip. Now I want to match the property of this rectangle to the property of the circle. Now I want the circle to have the color red, or maybe the thickness of the rectangle is also the thickness of the rectangle is 0.6 mm. You know that. Now what I want to do now is to click on the match property. Looking at the command line, like I said, the command line, the AutoCAD is a very friendly software. Now we look at the command line. I say select the source object. Now we select this object. We want to make this red, but we select the source object. Now look at what it says again. It says select on the property on the command line. It says select the destination object. The destination object, that is the object we want to make. We want to match the property. Now we'll match this. We select this, and we escape. And that's how the match property works. If we click this, if we click on the rectangle, and we open our property here. From our previous videos, we talked about the property. We open our property here, and we pan it this way. This is the property, and it has a line width of 0.6 and color red. We escape. We also click on the circle. It also has a line width of 0.6 and color red. Now that is that for the match property. Now we'll talk about the pan. The pan, for instance, I want to move everything in the user interface right now. I want to move the circle and the rectangle to my left hand corner. All I have to do is to click on the pan. This is the pan here. This is the pan here. It's called a pan retime. I click on it. All I have to do is to use my mouse. I click on the interface, anywhere on the interface. I click on it and I drag my mouse and I move it this way. I escape. I can palm it back. Now also I can use my middle, the rolling button on my mouse. The rolling button on my mouse. The mouse roller. I can click down on it, hold down on it. If you hold down on the mouse, you see, you can move your mouse around. It's moving. You can shift this and make any other drawing you want to make on this other side, and continue your drawing. If you want to move everything, if you want to see everything together, you want to see everything on the AutoCAD interface. Now the other rectangle is missing. All you have to do is to do this zoom extent. This is zoom real time. This is zoom real time. You click on zoom real time. This is the in and out zoom. You escape. That is the in and out zoom. Now here we have to do zoom extent. You click on this. You click on the zoom here. You see the small arrow on the bottom here. You click on it. You roll down. You go down. The last one here is zoom extent. You leave it. Everything is now fitted on the user interface. If you don't want to do that, you can roll your mouse, and you can also, with the middle of the button, the middle of your mouse, the rolling part of your mouse, you can double click on it. Double click that place you used to produce your pan. Now you double click on that ruler on your mouse. Now you double click on it. That is the shortcut for zoom extent. It's either you use this for your zoom extent, or you use the middle button for your zoom extent. The zoom property in AutoCAD. Now right now, this is These are two objects that I produced on the AutoCAD environment, a rectangle and a square. Now, if this is a zoom real time, I've talked about this before, so let me go over it again. I zoom in and I zoom out. I click on the user interface, move my mouse in and I move my mouse out. So I'm trying to zoom the object and view it maybe in a better way, in a better line of sight, so I can complete my drawing in a way that I'm going to like it. So this is the zoom real time. I escape. Now this here, now am I seeing the next property there? That is zoom window. And if I say this, you see that small arrow on the bottom? If I click on it, hold down. If I hold down, I'm going to see series applications of zoom. These are series of applications of zoom. The first one here, now I am holding down my mouse to navigate around this. If you don't hold down your mouse, if you release your mouse, it disappears. So if you click on this small arrow there and you hold down and navigate around, so if you go to anyone and release your mouse, it's going to select that particular type of zoom. So this is the first one here, is the zoom window. I go to it and I release my mouse, so it has selected the zoom window. Now it's telling me to specify first corner for me to zoom a particular window. That's what it says here on the command line. Zoom, specify the first corner. So all I have to do is to specify this first corner. I specify my first corner. I'm moving my mouse around now. I'm not clicking anything. Now it's saying I should specify opposite corner. I should specify this opposite corner. Maybe this is the object. I want to zoom this rectangle right now. I want to zoom only this rectangle, excluding the circle. So I zoom and I click on this point here right now. I'm zooming only the rectangle. That is what the zoom does. Now, if remember in AutoCAD, if I haven't said this, in AutoCAD, if you activate a command just like the zoom window right now, and you cancel the command with your escape key. Now, if you click on the enter on your keyboard or the space bar on your keyboard, it's going to reactivate that particular command. So I click on my space bar, that is zoom window. It's still telling me to specify the corner of the window I want to zoom. I specify this point and I specify the opposite corner and I zoom the circle. So that is that for that. My palm to the center. Now I go to the next application of zoom. This is zoom scale. Zoom scale. I click on the zoom scale. Now it's asking me enter a scale factor for the zoom. If I enter a scale factor, if I say 2, if I type 2, enter, it has zoomed everything double. It zoomed everything double. Now if I go again and reactivate my account, pressing the enter, it's asking me the scale factor again. Now I say 0.5. If I say 0.5, enter, it's zooming it half of the original zoom. It's zooming it half of the original zoom. So that is the scale, the zoom scale application. That's what it does. You can practice on your own to get better. So this here is zoom center. If I click on this center, it's asking me to specify a center point on the user interface where I want this my objects to be centered. So I click on this center. It say enter a magnification or the height of zoom. So I enter a magnification. I enter. I say 2, enter. See, it had zoomed the center of that particular object and magnified it twice of the size. So I go again. This is zoom object. I want to zoom object. I release my mouse and I go again. It says select objects. I select the object I want to zoom. This is the object I want to zoom. I click on the object and I press enter. It zooms the whole object and fits the interface of the AutoCAD. That's what the zoom object does. Now the next application for zoom here right now, let's go there again. You hold it down and move. You navigate. This is zoom in. If you release it, it has zoomed in. You come here again. You come here. You hover around it. You release it. It zooms out. So that's what the zooming in and the zooming out does. Now here right now, we're talking about zoom all. If you come and you select this zoom all, you release it. It's selecting the whole object in the interface. It's is displaying everything on the interface in the AutoCAD environment. Download zoom orders. You can see is conversant with a zoom extent. The last one here is a zoom extent. If you select our zoom extent, see it centered everything. It's just like when you're aligning on your Microsoft Word and Excel, you say you're aligning your text upward, you're aligning it on the bottom, you're aligning it on the center. Zoom extent zooms your object centered on the user interface, while the zoom all zooms your items, moving it sort of way like upward and making it smaller on the upper part of the AutoCAD interface. So that is zoom, that is the applications of zoom here. Now I was saying this here, this is zoom previous. This is zoom previous. Is good. AutoCAD is, if you click on zoom previous, AutoCAD is going to give you the previous zoom that you were before you went to this particular view. Now I click on it. This was my previous zoom, which was our zoom extent. I click a previous one. This was our previous zoom. I click again. This was our previous zoom. Just like we were going backward and backward. So these are the applications for zoom. Thank you.